Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
First story I want to look at is coming from my own treenews.com, the most authentic source of news online. It says, if I win 2024, fight against corruption will touch both past and incumbent government officials. I'll take it again. If I win 2024, fight against corruption will touch both past and present and incumbent government officials. I'll take it one more time. If I win 2024, fight against corruption will touch both past and incumbent government officials. And this is Mahama speaking. I read. Former President John Dramani Mahama has said his fight against corruption will not be limited to just a particular group of people. He says if he wins the 2024 general elections, he will tackle past government officials, officials of the incumbent administration, civil and public servants, businesses and government suppliers if they fall foul of the law. The flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, described corruption as a canker that eats away at society and hence must be dealt with drastically. In a statement to mark the world, to mark this year's Anti-Corruption Day, which was observed over the weekend, Mr. Mahama said, as I reiterated on Thursday at the Ghana CEO Network Business Coalition, my administration would wage a strong fight against corruption to save money for investment in the economy. The sword of my fight against corruption would cut across against past government officials, officials of the incumbent administration, civil and public servants, businesses, government suppliers, etc., etc., if they fall foul of the law. Corruption is a canker that eats away at society. I am steadfast and resolute in my determination to fight corruption at all levels. Today is another opportunity to reaffirm my commitment to fighting and tackling corruption head on. I believe in transparency, accountability, and good governance. Persons assigned to the public must be prepared to be accountable to the people. Now, my brother, my sister, Mahama's record of fighting corruption is not that pretty. When Mahama was president, we saw wanton corruption in his government. We saw how money was invested in guinea fowl production that ended up with nothing. We saw how RLG was given so much money to produce and also to distribute laptops. At the end of the day, it came out, it was a family and friends kind of project. In the days of President Mahama, corruption was so rife in this country. But at least we saw some actions taken. We all remember when a big buttocked minister, deputy minister, was caught on tape saying that all she was in government for was $1 million American dollars. And once she grabbed that money, she was done. It was not about the people. It was not about service to the nation. It was all about her ego of $1 million American dollars. Such a cheap deputy minister. Very cheap. The president of the Republic of Ghana vested so much interest in you, vested so much trust in you to be able to help this nation grow and move it from the level that it is right now to a higher pedestal so that we will not drown. And your ego and parochial mind would only direct you towards $1 million. Such a cheap commodity. My brother, my sister, under the watch of Ghanaians, before Ghanaians could say Jack, in this case, Mary, my brother, my sister, this deputy minister was chopped up like a bad habit. From that time, She wallowed in political obscurity. She wallowed in political despondency. My brother, my sister, at least we saw Mahama raise a hand to deal with corruption in one way or the other, even though his record of fighting corruption is not pretty. I want to believe that the man has learned his lessons. He is the first man in his caliber to go into opposition as a president and still stand a chance to return as president again. Remember, he was vice president, and at the demise of the president, he became president. It's never happened in this nation, my brother, my sister. He went into opposition after his first tenure of office. Now he stands another chance to be able to treat the people of this nation right and leave a legacy that must be enviable. A heritage that many shall come home long after he's gone to say that, wow, this man left something great. My prayer is that President Mahama will see the uniqueness of his position. Former President Mahama would sit back and look at how he was betrayed when he was in government. I want to sit back and believe that this president would, my brother, my sister, look at the people and believe that he will be able to set a certain record. Now, the thing that I am excited about is this. President Mahama, during his tenure of office, my brother, my sister, saw wanton pilfering and stealing. At least he was able to leave a certain heritage. Today, when people are talking about Mahama, it's about what he left behind. To the point that those who insulted him whilst he was in power now are bowing down before him and asking him to return as president. If I were you, Mr. Mahama, I would look at the things that Ghanaians are upholding and holding in high esteem about me, and it's the legacy. There is an opportunity for you now, and I will keep repeating it, for you to come in as a better man, for you to put Ghana first, for you to forget about whoever sponsored you, whoever played a role in you becoming president again. Reward them by making Ghana a better place to live. A lot of our presidents fail because they are so much fixated on who helped them to come into power. The so-called grassroots, the so-called big men who sponsored. So when they are in power, they are thinking about satisfying these people and not looking at the bigger picture of Ghana. Mr. Mahama, I want to believe that when you come back into power, you will put aside everything and look at Ghana first. Once you fixate your eyes on Ghana, you can never fail. Anything that has to be done must be Ghana first. I wish you would even make that your motto. Ghana first. Once you say Ghana first, anything that is done in the interest of the people of this nation, when you leave office after 4 years, your name shall be held very, very aloft. Your name shall wallow in the annals of history. Your name would be a great one. Not how much money you steal whilst you are in power. Not how many people you cleared of corruption when they were utterly corrupt. Not how much money you gave to family and friends. It's all about Ghana. Mr. Mahama, you stand a better chance of turning the tides around for Ghanaian politics. I hope you do not blow this chance away. I hope that you will become that role model for Ghanaian politicians yet to come. If you leave me, I will talk about this for the next 2 hours and I won't finish talking. I wish they had eyes to see what unique position nature has given them. And if they become president, it is time to deal with corruption properly and patriotism. Where patriotism thrives, corruption fails. Should I say it again? I said, where patriotism thrives, patriotism fails. Should I say it again? Where patriotism thrives, corruption strives. My God have mercy. Look at what Nana Akufo-Addo has done. Cecilia, the past money, the millions under the table, millions under the bed, millions in cupboards, millions in the bank. That matter is almost becoming a joke. Hey! Everything is now dead and buried. In the days of Nana Akufo-Addo, we have seen how pastors have become thieves. We have seen how self-made people, my brother, my sister, have lost their jobs and they become paupers. We have seen how men of God have become nothing but charlatans. Reverend Kusi Boateng, is that his name? Reverend Kusi Boateng was my senior at Ahmadi Secondary School, Kumasi. He came from a very poor background. In fact, food to eat at home was even a problem. If you find yourself in such a privileged position to be able to preach the word of God and to be able to inspire in people the discipline of following the footsteps of God and the prophets. 2 different mothers, 2 different days of birth, and you are not ashamed. You still call yourself a man of God. Then these things happen under the watch of Nana Akufo-Addo. He still full guidance. In the days and the tenure of office of Nana Akufo-Addo, he has told us point blank via his finance minister that they are building a new Jerusalem right here in Ghana. And that new Jerusalem is nothing but the new Jerusalem of corruption. They have gone all the way to Israel to bring a stone which they used to lay a foundation to the cathedral through which paraded as men and women of God have milked this nation and stole it on the day of judgment. If they do not change, I leave it here.
I'm not PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.